The Affordable Care Act was a game changer. This pandemic reviewed just how important it is to protect and improve it. Increasing access to health care and bringing down its costs have always been a priority for Joe Biden. Because for Joe and for all of us, health care is personal.
Hey YouTube, alrighty, let's talk about it. I'm watching the second night of the Democratic convention, and Joe Biden is officially the nominee of the Democratic and our next president of the United States. So I'll wait till 3 more people come on, give me a thumbs up. No trolls are allowed that's talking stupid. So we're going to have a discussion. Let's make it be an intelligent one. Otherwise, don't waste my time. So anyway, I'm going to wait, see who comes on. Hey YouTube, alright. Let's talk about it. I'm currently watching the... Hey Monica. Alright, I'm watching the second night of the Democratic convention. I don't know who else is watching. Hey Debbie. Now I know some of y'all didn't too much care for my other video in regards to the VP pick. That's alright though, because it's more than Joe Biden, Kamala. It's about our future. Now, we may not always agree with everyone's politics, views, opinions, but you know what? We're voting more than just a president and a vice president. We're voting for our lives. We're voting for affordable housing. We're voting for ending systemic racism. We're voting for jobs. We're voting for our future. Now, I know some of y'all may have your opinions about certain candidates, and that's your opinion. That's why we're in the United States. We are entitled to our opinions. We are entitled to who we want to vote for. But just don't stay home. Do not stay home and not participate, because it's more than what's going to happen in the next 4 years. It's going to be what's going to happen in our generation, future generations. Now, I may sound like a politician, but that's all right. Exactly, Monica. Must vote. Now, I don't care what anyone may think, but we got to go ahead and vote this joker out of office, Trump. You know, no one's going to be perfect in terms of their policies, because it's not about the president or vice president. It is about voting for policies. We're voting for the next coming policies, jobs, fair housing, opportunities, and our stance on the in the world. You know? Now, hold on a second. Let me see something here. One moment. All right, I'm back. For whom, though? I don't understand what you mean for whom, though. I don't understand your question. It's not about, we know, it's way more issues. Way more. Think about what has happened in these last, hey, David, what has happened in these last 3 years? Think about it. You know, we've come along the most worst pandemic. Trump may not have caused it, but he could have prevented it. You know, the words that you speak of when you say about when people millions of people have died of this, and your thoughts are whatever happens, oh well. You know, what kind of leader is that? Who brings tear gas against people who are protesting in injustice and take out the National Guard? You know, nobody would have never thought when this whole situation, when Trump came in, who would have thought the worst of what has occurred in these last 4 months? Who? Who would have thought? You know, all this man has ever done was not even criticize it. You went there and you wanted to think it's all about you. That's not a leader. You don't have to agree with everything and everyone in Congress, but you need to work together for the betterment. This is not your reality game show. This is not your reality TV show. That's ridiculous. Can't cut, you know. Now I could truly say that if Trump had really did something for these American people, then I would be the first one to say, okay, you know what? He may not have all his, may not agree with all his policies, but tell me one thing that he's done. One thing. Somebody on here, tell me one thing that he's done. Tell me, because I don't see it. I haven't seen it, and I'm very well versed, educated politically. I'm not just one that goes by the dog whistles of what they say on Fox News, CNN, or media. Tell me, just show me, tell me one thing. I'm waiting. Because, last time I checked, I'm looking at an old tax return, and when they change, in terms of tax cuts, so-called tax cuts, I was like, you know what? I'm not better off with these new tax laws that was under Trump. Nothing. If anything, it's worse. And I'm speaking out on numbers. I'm speaking on prior changes before. I may not always agree with President Obama done during his term. Hey, Erica, I may not have agreed with everything that President Obama's done, or even my mom just went blank. Any of the previous presidents in my lifetime, every policy that was implemented, I didn't agree, but that goes for the two Bushes, George W. Bush, George Bush Sr., Clinton, but it was a matter of respecting, and those people respected the office of the presidency. Not take this presidency as a game and talk about you fired. I don't agree with you. You fired. That whole it's integrity. As a leader, it's about integrity. Now, I don't care what anyone might think about, like the Clintons and that. People are basing feelings on what other people, on what they say in the media, not in terms of really learning and studying the policies and taking a big viewpoint on that. Some of y'all made some comments in the comment thread on my last video I made about Kamala, and we don't know her personally. I don't know her personally. Nothing. I mean, I know her background. I've known what she stands for in terms of her grit and fight. I've read up about her when she was Attorney General in California and what she's done. She's tough, but she's fair. And then I hear something else on this recent thing about someone on Ricky Smiley or the what's that stupid show? That morning talk show. Someone came. I didn't even look at it. I didn't even look at the video. Charlemagne the God and the Breakfast Club. Someone said, "Oh, she slept her way up to the top." Man, please. I was like, somebody always want to come out and be a hater. Always want to come out, and I didn't even see I didn't even want to hear it, because people would come out and thinking you're gonna destroy someone's character. Oh, she slept her way to the top. Man, from what I know, she was single for a long time, and she hasn't been married that long. And then to talk about someone slept their way to the top, man, please. President Clinton, I was north of you this weekend. Oh, okay. Girl, that's not really north of me. Yeah, that's north of Atlanta, but that's not north of me. Hey, Jeremy. Yeah, give this video a thumbs up and get some thumbs up, y'all. So, oops, let me All right, I'm back. I'm still listening in the background of the convention, so. But let me tell you, I've watched it last night, and I love the the format is different. This is the first time they've done it virtually. But I enjoyed the first night, especially the first lady, and I just loved her candidness in her speech, and it was real. She kept it real, and she said some things that was pretty much shook up Trump. And of course, he was going to say something about her, but you know what? It ended up backfiring on his dumb ass. So don't do that. So I'm just waiting. The first thing I'm doing well. The first thing I was thinking about was Melania. What part of her speech is she going to steal next week during the Republican convention? They probably end up saying some things and try to say the same speech and just twist it around and put Biden's name in it. It could be something. It's crazy, Now remember that last time how she just stole Michelle's speech and made it her own. I was like, what the hell is that? Boy, but you know what though? I don't care. Then recently, today, there was another independent report that was made out about there was some collusion going on with Russia and Trump's. during the election, but nobody wants to admit it. They found concrete evidence. You know, exactly beyond plagiarism, just plain stealing. How you gonna say a thing? How you gonna steal somebody else's speech and make it your own? I mean, I was like, ain't that some bitch? It didn't make no sense. But I know one thing. Regardless of whether or not you do not agree on Trump or Biden or whatever your situation is, it's beyond voting for a president and Biden. It's beyond that. It is way beyond that. I'm telling y'all. You're voting for what's going to happen with your health care. You're gonna be voting in terms of what's going to happen in the future of Social Security, housing, jobs, everything. The reason why the office of the president is only at a certain term limit, whether it be a 2 term, the reason why back in Roosevelt, when they put a term limit and they tacked that in the Constitution that a president only should 2 terms, it's because it's not always about the president. And I could assure you, you may say, well, what difference does it make if Trump gets elected again? All right, you have to do your job. You have to do your job. Well, it's the certain branch of government has certain terms. The president has a term. Now, whether or not it will be implemented in Congress and the Supreme Court, there are 3 levels of government. So, but at the same time, a term limit doesn't necessarily mean that someone who's in it stays in forever. It is affected, and people are in that term based on voting. It's voting. So even if you vote for congressional seats based on where you live, you can put a term on some people based on what they do. That's why I'm saying let's take this election in terms of overall policies, even local government. There could be newly people could get in there. Anybody could put their hat in the seat and run. But it doesn't. But it still boils down to the fact that people still vote those in it. Those incumbent. Now, fortunately, John Lewis, bless his soul, his seat will be up in Georgia, in District 5. So the state legislation has to elect. They have to keep electing or appoint someone to that seat. Now, I haven't really followed. I did read who they chose, but at the same time, people who are incumbent or who've been in office for a long time, it's given that they will always be elected, So it's kind of hard to get new blood in. But it's not even about that. It's not, the policies and procedures are all based upon the involvement of citizens. Now, I could tell you, I'm not going to roll my neck. I'm not going to be like, when I had my issues when I was at the IRS and they was not trying to pay my bonus or whatever, and I left before I could even take it, and they didn't want to pay me. It's about, oh, you left and you didn't use it before you left. I contacted my congressman. Right up there, congressman, and they got my money. They sure did. I know my rights. I know what I need to do. And I'm the first one to exercise everything that could be done. If it's an issue on a federal level, I could assure you that I know how to go about getting my issue resolved. So you have to exercise and know the rights and how to go about that, you know. And I trust me, I've had several different issues where I contacted the Congress, and it wasn't the Democratic, it was the Republican, Ickerson, you know, where they call up in the office. I said I'm in oh, hold on a second, y'all. Right here. Yay! I support Joe Biden for the presidency of the United States. As those values solidify him, we need to restore the values of the workers. Our country needs a commander-in-chief who takes care of others in the same way it was in the family. All right. Joe Biden, because of his teaching. Beverly ain't missed much. I ain't talked that long. 20 minutes. I'm just listening in the background of the Democratic convention, the second day. So Joe Biden is the official nomination. All right, y'all, make sure you give me thumbs up on the video. Now, of course, I'll be watching. Hopefully, I'll get to watch all 4 days. Well, yes, I can watch all 4 days because even when I'm at work at Amazon, I'm just watching on my phone. I support Joe Biden because so, but let me tell you, the first night was pretty interesting. I mean, of course, I enjoyed the First Lady's speech. I loved it, and of course, the first night, the most thing or topic that was talked about was in terms of integrity. You know, empathy. That was the word. The main word from yesterday in regards to all the different speakers and all the different people who was virtual online, it was empathy. Even the First Lady spoke on that. Having being empathetic to people's circumstances, you know. And then, of course, there were several Republicans who even stated they would be supporting Joe Biden. They voted Republican for years and years and years and years, and they have said, you know what? We need to restore our country's faith. We have to restore it. Now, whether you red or blue or whatever, don't follow some whistleblowing, doing good, you're me tired. All right, let's stay on topic. We're not talking about our trip. We ain't talking about that. We need to make our own video. All right, let me see what they're up to. All right. What's up with the VP choice? There ain't not much with the VP choice. I mean, she will be She will be not nominated. She will be officially the VP choice come tomorrow, and I support Kamala as the VP choice. Now, I don't have no objections on the choice, and I felt that that's a very good choice in regards to the fact that I wasn't feeling the other ones. Even you know, the mayor of Atlanta, I'm like, no. Stacey Abrams, no. I just knew those two wasn't going to get it anyway because number one, they don't really have. Yeah, okay. One is the mayor of a city, but she just became mayor. You know, I mean, not just became, but this is her first term as mayor. She doesn't really, to me, has that experience now. Exactly, and you know, they don't have. I mean, on a local standpoint, I didn't see nothing that popped up in regards to those two. I mean, we don't, you know, Erica, you know, we don't live in Atlanta, but they're not. But what has they really done in Atlanta? The last the last three mayors that's been in Atlanta, it's going good. The last few the last three mayors of Atlanta, what was it? Two of them were corrupt. No. How long I lived? I lived in Atlanta. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I lived in Atlanta. They had 4 mayors when I first moved here. 4. And try listening to Young Pharaoh exposing who? And who the hell is Young Pharaoh? If you can't use your real name, I don't bother on things like that. You know. Exposing who? You know, people making a song, you making millions over exposing what? Who is that? I'm not gonna listen to someone. You gotta come with facts with me. You ain't gonna agree everything, but tell me. Nope. I don't listen to BS. Young Pharaoh. Who the hell is that? I'm not gonna listen to any. But like I said, I don't listen with other people with their on their narratives on something you capitalizing monetarily on about somebody else. So I don't know what is he exposing. Yeah, everybody has a past, and no one is perfect. Exactly right. But that's not gonna cloud my opinions and my judgment on some foolishness that somebody said. You know, oh, she slept her way to the top. I mean, really? Okay. Men have been doing that for years, for centuries. People have done that, so that ain't no big deal. Who cares? I don't shoot. That don't mean a damn thing. Clinton got his dick, Clinton got his eating, sucked. But that Monica Lewinsky, you think nobody knew that? People probably been knew that in DC, inside politics. They been knew all the shenanigans that Clinton's done with in terms of cheating. That ain't new. That is not new. Long as you protect and lower my taxes and everything else, I could give a damn. Sure. If that makes you think straight and do your job, so be it. It ain't my business. I'm not married to Clinton. So why would I be all frazzled over, oh my God. See, that's the thing. If people get so holier than thou. No, I'm not going to listen. I'm not. Come with receipts. What kind of receipts? That's when I came up with the receipts. Maybe I will make that as my next video once I review that BS. Beverly. But I'm still not going to rely on some. And who the hell is Young Pharaoh? Tell me, who is he? Tell me, Beverly, tell me. Who is that? Who is that? I love, Young Pharaoh. You know, that sounds ghetto as hell. Young Pharaoh. You know Pharaoh. You know. See, that's what I can see. I can't bring myself on stuff like that. People say, "Oh, listen, they got receipts." Man, please. All the little shenanigans on YouTube. People always tell me they got receipts. They ain't got no receipts. If you did the crime, you go and do your time. You know, I'm so sick and tired of black folks in particular. When people, yeah, she was a persecutor in California, and yeah, people do need to go rid of. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Knowledgeable. That's the eyes of the beholder. You know, a lot of the people, they say a lot of things. They say, "Oh, they sound so smart. They so intelligent. They sound dumb as fuck." You know. No. You know. To me, come with solutions, not just come with receipts, just to make yourself some videos and talk about some nonsense. I'm not wasting my breath. Man, in fact, let me briefly Google it. Let me be right back. Or better yet, I could invite someone in the link. Come on in the room. See, I'm tired of people coming on there and talking about, "Oh, there's this person." You know, come over here and say what you had to say. Step up to the plate. Yeah, Trump been married 3-4 times. And had mistresses and everybody else during that time. Man, why? The only reason why Melania didn't divorce his ass is because, was because he put his hat in the political race, even prior to that. But I can assure you, give it about 4 years, she'll be divorced from divorcing him.
Nobody knew what we were going through. The Secret Service, they're not supposed to react to your mind for what you're doing. They swear I'll pray for you. You never stop breathing, ever. But you do have to find purpose. Bring presence to not be scared. And Dr. Biden is our first lady. The country will be getting one of the best humans that we have. She has been through some really tough things in her life. She knows how hard.
Okay. From what I did when a Google search, how the first thing that came up about Young Pharaoh was that about being a rapist of a young girl. No, I'm not going to follow that. Sorry. Beverly, we're going to disagree on that one. I'm not going to waste my ears and waste my energy on something like that. Nope, not going to do it.
And now, please welcome Dr. Jill Biden.
Exactly.
I have always loved the sounds of a
Yeah. Just because you don't like Joe, I mean, a lot of people don't like a lot of people. A lot of white folks didn't probably too much care for Obama, President Obama. But I bet you they voted on him based upon the choices that was available at the time, based upon the fact that you knew the circumstances. Shoot. I mean, put it this way. Let's give a synopsis here. No, let's give a scenario rather. Now, if it was anybody else but Trump or anybody else who decided to run on the Republican side, what's that other the one from Wisconsin? Y'all know who I'm talking about. He was the congressman from Wisconsin that was worked out that deal with President Obama. Hold up, y'all. Let me Google this. Actually, I just had the name Ryan. Senator Matt Ryan. Now he was a Republican from Wisconsin, and he decided he didn't want to run. Now who I would have voted for? Now I would have been real satisfied with that. I don't know what happened. If that Republican, when they came to choice, I don't know how the hell that, you know what? I don't even know how the hell Trump even got into it. I mean, Carson, they wasn't going to have another second black president back to back. That was not going to be the case. I already knew that. Let's be honest. That was not going to be the case. They were not going to have a second black person in back to back. So that point was that was mute, null and void. Even though he did, thank you. And that's what, and so I was like, oh shoot. He wasn't gonna get, but he would have been a really good president. He was young. He had worked along with President Obama when they had the government shutdown. He was young. He wasn't, he just had that values. I was so disappointed when Matt Ryan, that's the, and Senator Ryan didn't just choose to run again. I was like, man, I really thought he would have been the great choice. I would have been really satisfied and would have gone Republican on that end. Really, I really would. Carson, no. He sounds too much like a dumb idiot. Just because you book smart and because you was a surgeon and a doctor and all that, don't mean you got book sense. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't continue. And who else was in that ticket with Trump at the time? Carson, no. He was too much of an idiot to me. I read his book. Matter of fact, I got that book for 20 years, his biography, somewhere in my other room. Should burn that crap, but I did enjoy the story in terms of, growing up in the inner city of Detroit and work his way, then all of a sudden you want to act brand new about your background, and people was like questioning that background and this and that or whatever. I was like, y'all so stupid. Cruz, no. Nope. He would not have been a good choice. Nope. Marco Rubio, no. Hey, Side Job 305, nope. He wouldn't have made it either. So that's what I'm saying. When you think about that Republican ticket and stuff, and people like Trump, he just caught on to. I just didn't like Marco Rubio. He got too much things. He was in too much. I don't know. He seemed shady to me. And I didn't, I wonder if I would ever smile. And who was the other person that, But like I said, there ain't no way Trump won without interference from Russia. There was interference. It was too obvious. And then it came out today as well. And it wasn't even had nothing to do with the Mueller report, but someone else did their own investigation. Trust me, people knew what happened. They know what happened. Only reason why for some reason, I don't know why it has not come out, but I guess they figured, they said, well, you know what? It's probably better. It's probably better to get him after office when he get out of office as a public citizen. I'm telling you, Trump will lose, and when he lose, in the minute you become a private citizen, don't think that charges cannot be brought up. I'll assure you, it will. It will. It will. They're not going to get a president, and you serve this country in terms of national security. Trust me, everything is recorded. Every phone call, everything you tap on your computer, everything that you do will come to light. Will come to light. You know, it's I don't know. But like I said, that's the past. Now we got to think. We got 77 more days before election. 77 days, I believe. 75, 77 days. And even less than that, because some states, at least I know in Georgia, the early voting starts in October. Something like that. I'm not going to do early voting. I'm going to vote on a regular day, November 3rd. Go right around this corner at the school and vote in person. Wake myself up. Go right on to vote. You know. I may do voting in the mail, but I don't know. I don't think I'll do that. For some reason, that post office up the street from my house, I don't trust them to process nothing. Because I mailed my tax return about a month ago, and I ain't got my check yet, and I got the state. So those damn people at the post office on West Park Place post office, you know where that one is, Erica. They so dang bugaboo, you know. So I got to print my return again and mail it, because I don't know if they even mailed it right. But anyway, y'all vote. That's all I know. That's all I know. And all I know from based on yesterday's convention, they had a whole bunch of Republicans that were saying they would not be voting for Trump. I've been reading that for the last week. All right, Romeo, what you want? Oh, look who got a haircut. Look who got a haircut. Looking all bald.
Oh, hey.
What's up?
I don't know. It's Holly.
I thought they were closed. Oh, no. Mm-mm. Nope, they're not closed, Erica. They still open, wide open. Look at you. What you been up to?
Nah, not much. Just helping my dad.
Oh, you walking your dog?
Nah, just helping my dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I see your backyard. No, I'm fine.
Yeah. I just saw your
70,
live thing.
and I have voted absentee for years. Who's 70? You 70, Beverly? No, I'm going on the chat. Someone said he's 70. Well,
how's the weather?
hot.
How's the weather?
Hot.
Same here.
Hold on a second. Let me see what about it, because I was listening to the thing. I was watching it. Let me see. Yay! Breathe easier. Ooh, child. Yeah.
I need more.
All right, I was listening to the convention for second day is over, so let me close that out. You think I hear the background? Sunday.
Yep.
Oh, I'm back. Did you hear the background for the noise? I mean, the other tab. I don't know if y'all hear it.
Yeah.
Well, I I don't care. Like I said, I'm gonna be hurt. I'm gonna be so mad if this. Ooh, you know what? I'll be more upset if, especially us, black folks, we don't come out and vote and we follow that little narrative about, well, it ain't gonna make no difference. It ain't gonna make, I don't want to hear a goddamn thing. I'm not marching up and down no street. I'm not marching down no Peachtree Street. Nowhere talking about Black Lives Matter. Let me find out the numbers that black folks didn't come out to vote over some foolishness like the last time. I'm not gonna support nothing. If Trump get in there because of a low turnout rate amongst us black people, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh boy,
I'm not gonna be very happy because let me tell you, that's why Trump got in there in the first goddamn place, was because of low turnout rate and people didn't come out and vote like they did when President Obama ran. They need to be first one talking about, injustice and peace. But man, shut up. Sit down. Because we have the right to control what goes on. And when you don't exercise that options to vote, then don't come up there talking about, I ain't got no job. Oh, I ain't got that. I need my $600 a week, and your ass didn't vote. And your ass didn't vote because you're not voting, like I keep telling y'all. We're not voting for just the president. We're voting for policies, what goes on in your state, what goes on locally, what goes on in your county. There are more things on that ballot other than president, vice president. There are a whole bunch of referendums that's on there. And another thing that people need to do is make sure they take the 2020 census. I'm going to put that in the chat because I took the census a few months ago, and I did it again yesterday online because I said, let me do this again just in case they didn't get my tally. But I did it twice. Even if they counted it, it's already going to be on the record, so it ain't going to hurt. So please take the census. Erica, did you take the census since we all live in the same county, or do you live in Gwinnett? Well, anyway, it's still the same thing. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Harden. I had to say hello to people. I just started yapping and talking, going on. Yep, I sure did. I did mine 2 times. I did yesterday again online, and I did it a few months ago when I first started. Just in case if somebody come knocking on my door, talk about they from the census, I was like, I already did the census. But the census is gonna end on September 30th, which is 1 month sooner than it's supposed to. So that is, I would say, the second most important thing we should be doing as citizens: voting and taking the census. The purpose of the census is because it determines the number of seat representatives in Congress. That's the main reason. District lines are drawn based on that. And how much money is going to be going towards the communities, like schools, daycare, housing, whole bunch of other things. So don't get bamboozled by that. Don't get bamboozled by somebody talking about, this is skid up. Oh no, don't do, I don't listen to foolishness. It's just foolishness. Just don't. That's why I don't be following behind these mainstream whatever talking about they got receipts about this. They ain't got receipts about nothing. All they doing is making a song and people buying albums. So unless you doing something in the community, not just passing out dry ass turkeys when Thanksgiving holidays come and do photo ops, I'm not impressed by that. I'm not impressed by that. That's why Beverly, I was like, I'm not even gonna listen to that foolishness. Pharaoh, whatever. You know, nigga, what's your real name? You know, be proud of the name that you're given. But I got a truth, man. That just, I don't even know why you even brought that up. You know me. I don't get into all that kind of crazy stuff. You know, oh, he's intelligent, man. Please, if you so intelligent, how you get yourself wrapped up in being accused of rape? You know, and don't bring up nothing about people be lying all the time. These girls be fast and this and that or whatever. Don't put yourself in that situation. If you didn't put yourself in that type of situation, then nothing like that would happen. That's why I don't really follow up people like that. You know, they do one thing and they say one thing and then it's all about making a song. Yeah, people do that for clicks and views and attention. And I'm not getting any, I'm not listening to that narrative. You know, I ain't listening to that narrative because it's a bunch of BS, you know. People always be yelling, you know, when are people going to start respecting women in general? Black women in particularly. They got all these men I ain't gonna call them men. All these sorry ass people coming on there talking about somebody. She slept her way to the top. Oh, she did this. Oh, she did that. You know, I don't give a damn. If I was a persecutor and my job is to persecute, you know, you do the time, you do the crime. You do the crime, you do the time. You know, everybody, you can't sit there and tell me, oh, this is major incarceration of black men in prison. You know, I got some criminals in my background and my family. And trust me, some of them deserve to be there. You know, so I can't just, you know, it's like out of what? Let's say out of 100 people who go to jail or prison, how many of them are innocent? 3 out of the 100? Come on, you ain't just in jail just to be in jail. And another thing, if we know, and I'm just talking about for black folks, all right, David, good night. So if we know that this country has an injustice and not play a fair game as a black person, then don't put yourself in situations where your ass is going off to jail, prison. You know, don't do it. I'm not even talking about the innocent ones, you know, the police and justice. That's a whole new topic. I'm speaking on the ones that you sit up in there and you know you're doing these things, criminal acts, and your ass is going to jail. I can't defend that, but well, I'm still ain't listening. I don't know who the hell Pharaoh is. We all got our opinions of who we listen to. So I'm not into that Asalaka Lakem bullshit kind of, you know, Black Egypt, this and that or whatever. So Beverly, I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe because of our generational age differences, you know, of who we listen to. I just not into all that, you know, the 7%ers and the, you know, this, that, or whatever. People call themselves God. You know, I got family members, they would call themselves, they say they God, Jesus. I have a cousin named God, Jesus, and Christ. I swear to God, I do have 3 cousins of those names. And they would call each other, oh, Carrie God, this, James God, this. And I don't know, it's some kind of 7%ers, Black Egyptians, something radical, 70. I don't know. I didn't grow up in that age. I was, you know, 1968, 80s baby. But all that other kind of militant black something, whatever, don't seem to have much. I can't relate to that. You know, I've heard of it. I mean, I grew up in New York. I've heard all the people on the corner with their little, you know, we black God, Jesus, we the Hebrew, black people, just that, whatever. I was like, whatever. It's just a bunch of BS to me. So sorry if I offended anybody, but I'm telling it like it is. And that's just my viewpoint. So I'm not putting all, I'm not putting too much stake into that, it's because, like I said, there's sometimes you have to kind of, it's just like how people interpret the Bible. Everybody's going to interpret the Bible based on their viewpoint, based on their experiences. So everybody's going to have something different and opinions on about certain things. So me personally, I just don't get wrapped up into radical type of things, whatever. My father always used to tell me, you're liberal. He was like, I'm like, there's certain things that I believe in and certain things I don't. And narcissistic type of behavior and just kind of, I don't know. I'm not going to. I've seen a lot of different things, heard a lot of people rhetoric about things, and just can't relate. That's why I'm saying every black people are not monolithic. We all have a different, experiences. We all have, every black person didn't grow up in the ghetto. Every black person didn't grow up in a single family household. Every black person, don't speak slang. Or they don't speak, use slang words or vernacular type of words and things of how things are being said. That's, everybody's experience is different. Everybody didn't grow up in the projects. Everybody didn't want to stay in the projects. Everybody didn't, every black person didn't, don't speak certain ways. Now, I'm not talking about dialect, but, that's just me. That is just me. So, to me, I go by in terms of what I believe, what I think. That's how I choose to exercise my right to vote, but I'm just not going to come out and just say anything without backing it up. And like I said, I just don't believe. And like I said, it's more than just voting for an office. You're voting on several different things, policies. Whether it affects you directly or indirectly, one way or the other is going to affect you one way or the other. It just will. It just will. I just know that African Americans, we've built this country 500 years, and yes, there is systemic racism, that seems to be one of the things that we need to really make sure that we follow through, especially when it comes to policies, especially when it comes to your rights. Marching up and down the street, to me, I said that's getting a bit too old. And like I said, just as I thought, the minute it start getting hot, you ain't gonna hear nobody up in no street. And trust me, for these last month and a half, I ain't see no more protesting. I don't see people marching up and down the street. They ain't got no signs. Okay, I said, shoot, that 99, 100 degree weather, he would say, I'm staying at home. You know, everything is always, I'm not a reactionary person. I only react when something happens. You know, that's not smart. You know, I'm not going to react, do things because of something happened. You know, why things have to happen before people take action? You know, why? Hmm. All right. Anybody else got anything else they want to say? Ooh, my hair look like a mess. I'm supposed to go and get my hair cut. I shampooed my hair the other day, and it's just like, ugh. I need to find me some good oil. I don't have any type of oil. Try putting this dang olive oil thing in there, but let me see. Put that in there. My hair still don't even look. I tried to cut the back. Yes, the other day, last week, left back here got short, but So, I'm just gonna go somewhere tomorrow. I don't care. And I'm just gonna Good night, everyone. Good night, Monica G. Davis. Oh, so let me see. What's else been going on? Well, Amazon, they didn't change the schedule. So every other week I'll be working Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 6 to 5:30. Now that's finally been confirmed. I'm supposed to leave at 5:30. I was like, who works an 11-hour day? Then the following week, it will be like this week. I don't work Wednesday. I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So the 4 hours of overtime when I work a 4-day week basically compensates for working the 3 days, which would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I said, well, how's the, so after they explained it, I was like, okay, that does make sense that how they changing it. So I don't know. And then the end of the month, which is, I do try Can2. It is. Where that Can2 at? See, I got Can2. Oh, this is a deep treatment mask. I may have to shampoo my hair and do that tomorrow. But I still need to get my hair cut. Better yet, I want to trim this real low, because my hair grows back real fast. So even if I was to cut all of this, it'll still be naturally curly. But just in case they have another shutdown, and then you can't go to the barbershop or beauty salon. Otherwise, I could shampoo and do my own hair, but I can't. I ain't got patience to try to flat iron it out because it's just so it takes like a good flat. But I don't try to do no flat iron. But I'm gonna go to barbershop tomorrow. I'm gonna go somewhere and tell them to cut it real low, and then let it. Then as it grows out, it could have like a real nice. It'll show my real curl pattern, and then when it grows out. So that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I've tried Can2. I got the products. I've got Aunt Jackie's In Control Moisturizer and Softening Conditioners. That's what I put in there a couple of days ago. But obviously, it still don't seem to do much. Oh, anywho, What else been going on? Yeah, so at the end of the month, I'll be starting my work from home job position with Wayfair. And I should be hearing something back again from them. You know, I'm supposed to mail the computer and do the setup and everything else. So, oops, I've been on here for an hour and 5 minutes. All right, well, that's my little rant. But Beverly, I'm going to give it a chance. But like I said, I'm not, I don't trust people when they talk about they got receipts. I got receipts, look. No, because I don't believe it. And like I said, if you say someone, oh, she slept her way into, she slept her way into, whatever. I'm like, I said we need to quit with that. All I know is having that fool in office another 4 more years is just going to be a disaster. How you just going to say someone get it, whatever? If someone with the, someone passed away and died with the virus and your response is whatever. Nope. I think that was the last straw. The last straw. When I heard that mess. I thought when he said something about John Lewis, talking about, well, what did he do for civil rights? I was like, that was 2 weeks ago statement. I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. That man no regards for nobody. That's disrespectful, and then you ain't pass no policies. Everything is an executive order. An executive order. The executive order don't mean a damn thing. But I'll explain that executive orders and what that really means in another video, because I just think, people think doing executive orders is law, and it's not. It's not policies or anything of such. You're using the office as your own reality TV show. That's basically what it is. Shoot. That's just ridiculous. Just plain ridiculous. Anyway, so it's 11:30 and I'm going to bed. So y'all give it a thumbs up. I know some of y'all give it a thumbs down, but I guess I'll talk to y'all tomorrow night. See what's going on. And I don't know what else I'm going to say about it. You need to hear that remark with that jackass. Shoot, hear it. I'm quite sure Pharaoh didn't say nothing about that. But, that's what he's saying about that situation. That's what I want to know. Black folks always be, other black people always be trying to tear other black folks down when they doing something. Even, ain't nobody perfect and everybody got something, but don't come out with that foolishness. She slept her way to the top. Man, bye, boy, bye. That's all I gotta say about Pharaoh. Black folks always be trying to claim something. They ain't claiming shit. Understand it under history. Not some narrative that somebody else said. I just can't stand it. People all be trying to put themselves on, give them some dumb name. Pharaoh. Most black folks in this country that was enslaved from generations of descendants of slaves, they're not even from that part of Egypt. They're not even in that part of Africa. People always be trying to be like, I'm the king and queens and no, you're not, because every black person that descendants of slaves were not no kings and queens of descendants. Sometimes we have to realize there's some people who are in the top, and there's some people who are, there's Indians, and then there's the chiefs. Everybody named kings and queens. That's another thing I can't stand people talk about. Oh, hey queen, hey queen. That's so cliche. That's all that is, cliche. People use that. Oh, king and queens, but then you treat this. Anywho, kings and queens don't walk around negrofied and acting ghetto and talking stupid and don't know how to put a sentence together, and they know how to support themselves without expecting a handout. That's not a king and ain't no queen. So people they use these things, these terms so loosely, vernacular sayings of we kings and queens. You want to be kings and queens? Act like it. Not just talk about it because somebody made a damn song about it. Or when people start, throwing that around. Kings and queens. They're like, hey, queen. You walk around with your pants down your ass with dirty drawers on and talking stupid. And then you can't even, please. Just be you. What about that? What about being yourself? What about improving yourself and being a better version of yourself? And that includes me too. Being a better version of myself, improving on myself. People always, kings and queens. Let's be about kings and queens and build up our communities. What about that? What about instilling values and making sure we accountable of ourselves and our family members and our household to know how to respect each other and stop waiting for other people to respect us? You don't hear Asian people talking about, well, we kings and queens. They had kings and queens too. If you study the history of India and China and Japan and the imperial, they had the same kings and queens too. But you don't hear Asian people talking about, hey king, hey queen, hey king, hey queen. They ain't got time to, throwing up words and throwing up terms. You see them building up businesses, building their communities, not being flashy, not flossing, not walking around here, and being a king and queen and using that term, oh, I'm king, hey queen, hey king, is not driving 50-inch rims on a $200 car on $9,000 rims and flossing and walking around with gold teeth on across your mouth and everything you worth you wearing on your back. That don't make you king and queen, because our people flash, try to be fancy and try to, I don't know what they be doing. Being ghettofied, niggerish is not king and queen. Put it that way. If you gotta say yourself as a king and queen, that means you don't have to say it. It's how you display it. Yeah, ain't that rhyme? You don't have to display it, you have to say it. Maybe I should put it on a t-shirt. Saying you're king and queen does not make you king and queen just because you throw that terms out there. It just don't. It just doesn't. In my opinion. Show the fact that you have kingdom mentality. And that's another thing. Nah, I'm not gonna mention it. I ain't gonna say it because that'll be another hour. All I know is just simply respect yourself, respecting your household, support each other in our communities, not tearing each other down with stupid stories on the internet and just coming out on some TV show or radio station and YouTube talking about somebody that you don't even know. she did this. She, don't know nothing about nothing. Don't do that. Don't do it. Because number one, it ain't my business, and number two, I wasn't there. So who's to say it? Who's to say that's true? All I know is we are in a time that we have never experienced ever in our democracy. And this time is our time to hold whomever in office. Whomever is in office, you hold them accountable. That's all I know. And that's all I got to say about that. So anyway, I will talk to y'all. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow night. And we'll talk about some other topic. Y'all have a good night. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.